Arcade Heroes.
Pinball, a wizard's frontier. This is a review of Stern's Star Trek Pinball, my 5-minute or more mission to explore many of its features, to seek out surprises and new voiceovers, to boldly play pinball like no man has played before.
Hi fans of arcades, pinball, and Star Trek. This is Adam Pratt with ArcadeHeroes.com taking a look at Stern Pinball's Star Trek Premium Pinball Machine. I don't get an opportunity to review pinball machines too often, but since this one's in my possession, get a good chance to take a look at all the features and really get into it. But before that...
This is not the first time Star Trek has appeared in arcades. But after the Star Trek Voyager light gun game in 2004, the franchise has remained dormant in the arcade market much like it has on TV. Jump to 2013, and Stern Pinball would use the license based on the J.J. Abrams vision of the universe, covering Star Trek 2009 and Star Trek Into Darkness. Stern released 3 models for this game, the Standard Pro, Vengeance Premium, and Enterprise Limited Edition. I've got a premium model here, so that is what we will focus on for the review. One of the more noticeable differences for Premium is the use of multicolored LED lighting on just about everything. Compared to the old Trek pinball game here, it's quite a difference, but this improves the game beyond just lighting things up, which I'll get into later. This machine has been updated with the latest Carl Urban Power Pack, which adds over 150 voiceovers from the actor Carl Urban, who played Bones in the new movies. It also adds other software features and bug fixes. Overall, it makes the game better.
On rare occasion, people come into my arcade and ask me the odd question of what's the point of pinball? I think they ask that because they're used to interactive fiction type video games or interactive movie type games where the point is to follow along a story and have a tear-jerking end or something along those lines. Pinball doesn't really have that. It seems to the beginner to be an odd game of chance and random happenings with a ball shooting around. Now, that's not true. It's a lot like a fighting game, a one-on-one fighting game like Street Fighter, where on the surface it may seem like all you do is kick and punch, but as you dive into it, you find a lot more there. With pinball, it's like that. It's you versus the machine. There's a challenge there. There's an element of fun in discovering new elements to each machine. But also satisfaction from conquering the machine, so to speak. Don't get that with every single game that's out there, but there's plenty of arcade-style games that you do. But I think that would be the main answer to what the point of pinball is. It's to have fun and to challenge yourself.
In Star Trek's case, the objectives are laid out very clearly from the beginning. After you start, a voiceover tells you which mission is selected, indicated by the grid of missions above the flippers. Push either flipper button to select the mission you want, which are based upon scenarios from the recent Star Trek movies. You can launch the ball with the plunger or hit the fire button in the lower center of the game. Each mission has 3 levels to clear, or you can choose to do 3 in a row. Either way you go, will unlock a new scoring mode which can help you nab bigger scores, called the Captain's Chair. Now this game has a real thing for 3s. Mission bonuses come from completing the triplets. There are 3 flippers, 3 ramps, 3 buttons on the game, a couple of target banks together in 3s. I'm not saying that is a bad thing, just an observation. You clear missions by shooting targets where the colored Starfleet symbols are located. Once a certain number of these targets has been hit, you can choose a new mission. This is one place where the multicolored LEDs really shine, helping you know exactly what targets you should shoot for. In the first mission, any of them will do, but as you progress in the levels, the game will amp up the difficulty by giving you only 2 or 3 targets to shoot. There are also bonus targets where a symbol will flash between the normal color and yellow. Hit this for more points, of course. Complete these to advance to the aforementioned Captain's Chair missions with a higher difficulty and more to explore for the game itself. Thanks to the new voiceovers from Carl Urban and his Bones, part of the fun's just exploring to see what he'll say next. You are also rewarded for combos. As an example, notice these flashing Enterprise targets. Say you get the ball up the Alpha Quadrant ramp. If on your next shot you hit one of the other lit Enterprise targets like the Beta Quadrant, you get a 2-way combo. If you can keep this going with any of the lit Enterprise targets, you can push your score up nicely, and the new code update even features a special leaderboard for the combos, which is a nice touch. Speaking of that, the new code also introduces a leaderboard for warps. The warp ramp is a neat addition to the game that makes use of the third flipper in the center right. With proper timing, you can increase your warp speed for more points and open new special features. Getting a flow for this as you keep increasing warps is a lot of fun. One main objective is to fight the Dark Vengeance ship in the center of the game. By hitting the targets here, that ship will shake around, but in certain instances you'll notice the fire button flashing. If you hit this one lit, it will also cause the Vengeance to shake around. This does force you to take your hands off one of the buttons for a moment, increasing the risk of the shot. There is a kickback function underneath the ship, so in some instances it will shoot back at you. The magnet under there also works as a part of the Vengeance multi-ball. Note that you get more points during these battles with Vengeance by lighting up these yellow targets right here. There are 3 multi-ball functions in this game: the Vengeance, Klingon multi-ball, and Kobayashi Maru multi-ball. As always, the chaos that ensues here can mean big points. The most surprising thing for me is what happens when you get the Klingon multi-ball, as the filtered laser projects a moving starfield onto the game. That's a very nice touch that you only get on the premium limited editions of the game. It would be great if the display was color DMD. I get the desire for dot matrix type graphics, but it would be cool to see these enhanced with a little color. That said, there are a lot of neat animations. The overall audio package is done really well. Carl Urban's speech really helps the game, as he also replaced some odd, out-of-place speech in a few places, such as in the time-directed mission. That also adds humor to the game in some spots. As far as the music goes, they chose not to use the theme songs from the newer movies, which I think was a very good choice. They used the classic Star Trek theme, which, as far as epicness goes, really fits in with the feel of the game.
Overall, Star Trek Pinball is a really fun game that I think will stand the test of time. There's a lot more than I covered in this review, but why spoil all the fun of letting you discover all those little surprises and quirks and whatnot. If you come across one out there, I definitely hope that it's the premium or the limited edition, but you can't always pick that sort of thing. The Pro version is still fun, just lacks a few of these extra features like the light show and whatnot. Either way, it's worth checking out, or if you're a collector, it's worth collecting too. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.
Hey ladies, Jim Kerr.
Thank you.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise.
Shotgun.
Her 5-year mission? To explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.